Good afternoon, everybody. It is Thursday, October 16th. We are expecting severe weather today, tomorrow, Saturday, Sunday, and even Monday and Tuesday, possibly. So we are looking at a long week of severe weather, and we're also watching the tropics very closely for possible tropical development in the Gulf or Caribbean. And we're seeing severe weather across entire central, southern, and Midwest areas in the U.S. states. So we're definitely watching the weather very closely over the next coming weeks. Let me break down what you guys can expect over the next couple of days. This is our day one outlook for today by the FBC. We do have a marginal risk in Kansas, eastern Colorado, and Nebraska. We also have a low 2% tornado risk in those areas. I do think a tornado or two is possible, but the main risk can be wind and hail, as we do have a 5% damaging wind risk and a 5% damaging hail risk. So no huge risk today. We also have a marginal risk tomorrow, with no tornado threat tomorrow as of now, 5% damaging wind risk, and a 5% damaging hail risk. Our main concern is for Saturday, which is where we have a large slight risk that includes Alabama, Texas, northern Louisiana, and southern Missouri, and even a little bit of far southwest Illinois. So we're watching the tropics and severe weather very closely over the next few weeks, as most models are starting to pick up on more signs of our second severe weather season, fall severe weather season, starting back up, which will lead to more possible tornadoes and all types of severe weather across the central to southern U.S., maybe in the Midwest areas. There we usually expect this type of setup in the Dixie Alley, which happens mostly in fall and Christmas time. Let me show you guys what the models are showing. I'm going to start off with showing you guys our jet stream on the GFS weather model. As you guys can see, we are expecting a strong jet stream that is going to go up north and eventually spit out another strong jet stream that will impact the central US and Midwest, and some of the actual northern states like Ohio, Illinois, and Indiana are still at risk though. But the main risk for those would be damaging wind and hail. We are expecting a little bit of a higher tornado threat in areas such as Arkansas. As I would not be surprised if we got a 2 to 5% tornado risk by Saturday, and possibly maybe even an enhanced risk. It just depends on if we'll have a linear threat or a QLCS threat. We don't quite know that yet. Most of our short range models are not picking up on that yet, but they likely will by tonight. I may have a live stream doing weather updates tonight, so make sure you guys subscribe for that. But as you can see, we have a very strong trough digging into the U.S. You can see also behind it more troughs and lows digging into the U.S. So I said we are looking into a more active severe weather season now, as we are going into second severe weather season, fall severe weather season. This is our Cape that the GFS weather model is picking up on. Pick up on about 1,000, 2,000 Cape, maybe a little bit higher. Some other models like the NAM and Rufus model are picking up on much higher Cape. So we are watching the U.S. very closely for severe weather, and we're also watching the tropics. Let me show you guys what the NAM weather model is showing and what Rufus is showing, and then I'll get into the tropics update. Okay guys, I want to first start off with what the NAM is showing. The NAM is actually showing some decent Cape today in the morning or early hours, where we do have that 2% tornado risk. So we're still watching that area closely for today, but our main risk that we were watching very closely is for Saturday, where the NAM model is picking up on 2,000 to 3,000 plus Cape areas across the Midwest, central U.S., Texas, Louisiana areas. So we're watching that very closely, guys. Let's look at our SIGTOR, a significant tornado perimeter. This is our SIGTOR on the Rufus model. This is more of an experimental model, so with a grain of salt. We definitely see we have decent 1s, 0.0s, and 8s in there. So nothing super crazy with tornado threat, at least what the Rufus is picking up on. By tonight, the HRR weather model will be showing all this closer range, then we'll get a better look at this type of setup. But let's go look at the tropics, guys. As you can see, we do have a medium chance marked by the CPC, the Climate Protection Center Global Tropic Hazard Outlook. See, we do have a 40 to 60% chance for tropical development over the next 2 weeks in the Caribbean, which has a very favorable environment. Right now, with low shear, high SST, high sea surface temperatures, and just overall a great environment for tropical development. If anything develops in here, it could go one of three ways. It either go to sea, towards the US, or towards Mexico. So either way, we are looking at a pretty high chance, if anything develops, that it likely will hit some type of landmass, even if it isn't the US. It may still cause impacts. Our best case scenario would be that some unexpected shear or something moves in and the storm just can't develop. It's currently out here in Africa. It just came off the coast of Africa, and it's heading toward the Caribbean right now. By next week, it could get into the Caribbean and try to develop. And then by week 3, you guys can see we have no tropical hazard outlooks on week 3. That is because we are looking at a sinking air phase Julian oscillation. So we are looking at more of sinking air instead of rising air, which will help destroy tropical systems. This is mostly going to be like basically a last grasp for hurricane season. Most likely its last chance to try and develop something would be within the next 2-3 weeks. That's why we're all watching the Caribbean very, very closely, because if anything develops in it, it could be a major hurricane or tropical storm, as it is a very, very favorable environment, and it is very close to many land masses. So you're watching that very closely. That is all for this video, guys. Thank you all for watching. I will likely be live later tonight, doing live severe weather updates and tropical updates live, and you can ask me questions for your states and what you can expect over the next coming days. Make sure you guys subscribe for more videos.